want to switch gears for one quick second before we're done. All right. We live in a crazy city, and you live in a crazy city too.
Facts.
Right? You live in one of the places that gang culture has been birthed from.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Besides Chicago, LA is the birth of Bloods and Crips, which is spread across the fucking nation all the way over here to Toronto.
Right.
And
it's in Toronto too?
Yeah. All over
I didn't even know.
Right. And we've had a crazy high murder rate for what Canadian standards are.
Oh, in Toronto.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. 2018, 2019.
The last
almost
2 years
as crazy.
Has just been
gun violence.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like a motherfucker. And gun violence has gone up. Even though the murder rate went down a little bit, the gun violence has gone up exponentially. Right. For somebody who lives in LA and gets to see that, what do you think that we can do over here to bring down our gun violence?
What can we do to bring down gun violence? Fuck.
I told you we were making a left turn or something.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. It's like, how does one even like bring down gun violence? I wonder if social media has played a role in gun violence.
I think so.
You know what I mean? I think the ability to have something like be known adds to violence. You know, because it's like back in the day, it was like if you had a problem with somebody, you had to go handle it.
Yeah.
There was no like
where to express it.
There was no you know where you can send an email.
Yeah.
You know, so you had to go handle it, and no one was gonna find out about it.
Yeah.
So it's like the motivation behind it probably wasn't as the same as now.
Yeah.
I think now the difference between now too is like with social media, it adds to the fact that people are willing to go and kill out of proximity. Because like for example, I feel like people kill in proximity. Like no one's going from Ottawa to Toronto to shoot somebody.
Yeah,
you're not driving 4 hours to go shoot somebody. But like with social media, that if someone like clowns you some way and it's now on social media, like you might make that fucking trip.
Oh yeah, commenting is here. Send the Addy.
Yeah,
send the Addy.
Like you.
And what we've been asking all our guests to try to find some kind of like a compilation answer is what can we do to reduce the problems in 2020 that we've had over the last 2 years, let's say.
Oh.
I know I switched gears like, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that, you know, we're not looking for the most elaborate thing, but like just some parts that we can put together with everything else that everybody else has given us too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not a one answer solution, obviously.
Yeah, it's
right?
like such a multi-layered thing that has to happen. And like, I definitely am not the one to know what it is, but like,
what do you think some of the things that are missing?
If you can make a suggestion on to help something, just what would help? Like if
I feel like recreational facilities. I think as somebody who responds to those sort of things, I know that there's a lot of people that are responding to different forms of arts, especially in like some of these like inner city communities, like dance, music, visual art, like just different things. And like, there's nowhere to express that. I feel like it's a time occupier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you look at certain things, like you hear about things like the Remix Project, you know, it's like one thing in one area and like, it's just, like it's a creative thing and you can just see like the tentacles of it. Yeah. You know, like.
That would be good if they had them all over the city.
Yeah, like even if it was like, you know, and I don't know who's going to fund this, but like I think something like that, the audience that it reaches and like what it allows is like this sense of community that I think is the opposition of like the vibe we see in gun violence, like which is so much based on like, I'm from here, you're from there, or I'm, you know what I mean? It's based on that divide a lot of the time, or based on conflict still, divide.
You want to be involved in like you see what we're doing with film and everything, like give them a nice incentive, like let them see a reward, but still have hard work to put forward for it. So it's just like involvement in things that kids would like,
Yeah.
And Life of the Dot is a platform. Like, you know, there's artists involved, there's actors, but everybody does something. They have their brands, you know what I'm saying? So it encourages people to want to be involved in something, you know, bigger than themselves. You know, something even bigger than us, you know, because we could actually help so much people, and in the same time, people are helping us in return because we need it to grow, right?
Facts.
So we're helping everybody, we're helping everybody grow, everybody's individual career, and as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
And you guys don't limit age because you do have younger actors.
Exactly.
Oh,
So any,
older
it
actors.
doesn't even matter because you
Yeah.
could be on. It does. Everybody doesn't have to be on camera. You could be off camera doing a lot too.
Background.
You know what I'm saying?
What we're doing is like everybody wants the grants and wants those things, but what we're doing is giving a practical way of getting the money and making an industry. So Life of the Dot now is like, yeah, it's good, nice stories. It's about Toronto, but now we have just inspired a group of another 12, 15 people to do something else. And regardless of whatever they're doing, our thing is the first thing that's people really notice, and we made it feasible, right? So now people understand that all it takes is this and that. It takes a lot more than this and that, but it's a lot more.
Let's be realistic. They don't have the star power like us.
Watching this be a lot.
Bring down some of the gun violence and the murder that's been going on in Toronto.
Fuck, the city's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck this politics that keeps continuing, you know? It's just not gonna stop. Nothing to stop it, right?
Well, I don't ever think that.
When niggas die, no coming back from that, right? Like,
Facts.
niggas gotta slide and shit, right?
Yeah, I never look at it as something that is going to stop, but like I always look to see like maybe solutions to bring down the
calm
rate.
it down a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fuck.
Turn down
Even with the
turn down
music,
the
you don't
heat a
see
bit.
niggas really linking that or not. That, like, you know, you don't see niggas making features with their ops and shit. Is what it, like, you know?
So would you make a track with someone you
No,
consider?
that's what I'm saying, definitely.
Right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
like, okay, but like, say, okay, I know ops is, you know, ops are ops, right?
Yeah.
But what if
Or
it's
even
like,
someone that fuck with op, like, niggas are not making tracks. That's just how the city is, like, you know?
yeah,
That's
so
what's fucked up about the city too.
if a man from the next block, but you know you have ops from that block, but the man doesn't fuck with the ops, he makes music, producer, whatever, you're not fucking with him.
Yeah, like,
Trust no one, man.
yeah, like, yeah.
That's how the
really
environment
what it
is like it is in the city. You can't trust no one, fam. You can't go to studios. You can't go nowhere.
That's really, really.
And that's the point, man. It's just a diaspora effect. There's no like one answer that will like kind of cover the spectrum as far as the issues happen, man, because they start from everywhere, man. Again, I'm in York. I live in Scarborough, but I travel to York Weston, well, not right now, every day. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know like that's one of the most problematic areas that in the city, bro. So I'm like, yo, like I contribute on that sense. And then again, we don't sit there and publicize it either, but we're on the front lines every day, bro, every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like youth, we're throwing like, you know, we threw like a fall staff appreciation dinner like before all this happened. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, yo, like we're doing things to kind of not only isolate some of the youth that are actively out there, like just giving them different fucking options, man. It's like, bro, again, it's not anything that I'll ever post on social media. I'm just doing the work.
Involved in this culture and this scene. You know, I did see violence myself. You know, growing up, I saw plenty of shootings and stuff like that, but not to the degree that it is right now. And again, because I'm not immersed in that world, it's hard for me to speak on it. But I don't understand the concept of just pulling up on people and just shooting at will. Like I had never, you know, like never thought on a Saturday afternoon in broad daylight that people would just buck off shots on Queen Street or on Yonge Street or whatever. And it's just, you know, we used to deal with stuff like that on Caravana Friday at midnight when the crowd was so big that something would pop off and someone would shoot up in the sky or whatever, and then everybody would start running. But this is just you're walking down the street and shots ring off. Like, it's crazy to me.
That's brazen.
And
shit.
I wish I had the answer, but it's hard to even the people I think that are close to that, you know, that life, it's probably hard for them to convince these kids to not do that stuff. And
I don't know if you've been hearing from where you are, like how crazy the gun violence has gotten out here.
Well, guess what? Toronto wants to be their own identity. Artists is not going to want to come there, so it's bad for business. It's bad. Anytime you get violence, it's bad for business. You can't scare the white people over there. You scare the white people, they're closing their doors.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not Atlanta where it's black owned, black club owners, black promoters, black police, black mayor. It's not black. It's white. So if you scare the white people, you're not getting to do nothing. Don't scare the white people.
Yeah.
So the more you shoot and the more violence, is the worse is all for black people. It's black and white. America is black and white. If you're a European, you're acting white. You're European. But in Canada, they want to act like everybody's equal. It's black or you're white. Who owns this? Who controls this? The black is a small percentage and they're not owning it. So if you scare the white people again, it's bad for business.
Facts.
And everybody's going to get stereotyped. Friday's going to get stereotyped. PK is going to stereotype. These niggas doing a podcast. How are they getting stereotyped? Because the word hip hop to the public over there seems like it's violent. It's not violent. And then there's no Mexican people over there. You see like why all these artists in America could become so major, because there's a community of Chicanos, Mexican, people from Mexico, El Salvador.
Yeah.
And that takes up a lot of America, Chicago. That it may be like 80% of California is Mexican. So it's like going to Mexico. Like, who's on the radio over there? You know who's on the radio? Mexican DJs that play hip hop, live hip hop. They control the radio.
Yeah.
So if you in a city like Canada where there's no Mexicans, and if there is Mexicans, they do not fuck with black people or they don't fuck with hip hop. But in America, if you in Las Vegas, if you in Nevada, if you in California, if you in Portland, if you in Atlanta, Georgia, the Mexican community alone would make you rich if they like you.
But what can we do to bring it down?
It's such a complex issue, gun violence, because it happens for a variety of reasons. But I think at the end of the day, the reason, if I look back, in the past and I try to think about why someone, what would entice me to pick up a gun, you have to ask yourself, are there opportunities, for me to look forward to? Because it's when you don't have anything to look forward to, that you turn to something that maybe is providing that opportunity. And for some people, that opportunity, unfortunately, could be in gangs. It could be in other circumstances that they shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
So we have to collectively ask ourselves as a society, are we doing enough to provide opportunities for people who don't feel that they have them? And so I don't know how we fully address that. That's not my area of expertise. But what I do know is that, there are certain parts of this city that don't have the same resources as other parts of this city. Right? You can go to a basketball court in Midtown and they got the mesh up, the court looks brand spanking new, and there's a level of care and that the city puts into it. And then you go to another part of the city and you look at a basketball court and there's not even enough mesh on the rim. The rim is bent to the
rusted.
side. Everything is rusted. And I mean, people might say, well, that's because the community never took care of that. Well, to me, that's a lame excuse and that's a lame comeback, because how I look at it is that if I'm a child and I'm walking around my neighborhood and I'm seeing that my neighborhood looks like that, then how am I going to value myself?
Yeah.
You see, so when I talked about, earlier that, my mom was very strict. She made sure that she brought us to church all the time. She put us first. She made sure that we saw what we needed to be.
Give everyone some good label deals or some shit. Give niggas money.
Interesting. Keep going.
Yeah, give like niggas money, some shit like to like, so they don't even want to be involved in other shit, and like they'll just be have some need to like work for, look forward to, like make it way easier to blow and shit. There'll be way less of that shit. Like if you're giving people flights to the States and shit for their music, like be way less and shit. But Toronto's like at a cap. Like I don't know, like they're not trying to like. It's not like America. Like America, that's just where all the light is, and like Toronto's just like under that, like blocked from the light.
Yeah.
Or shit, but I have to like squeeze away to that light still.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what about you, Slime? What do you feel that we could do to bring down some of the shit that's going on out here?
Shit, I don't know. I say to start the politics in the city and shit. That's it, really.
Yeah, like just try to blow. Fuck all the other shit.
Yeah, remove the obstacles. He said it basically. Make it easier for men to get to the States and perform.
I think I don't think it's a joint effort when it comes to that stuff, you know. Everybody in Toronto pretty much has to be on the same page, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, everybody just needs to focus and do their things. That's what everybody would wish, right?
Yeah, no
do their
facts.
things. Like, go get your money. Take care of your families. Like, you know what I mean? Think about what's important. A lot of these people dying are leaving like infants, you know what I mean? So many kids are going to grow up without fathers and stuff for maybe like the slightest shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it, you know what I mean? Everybody needs to prioritize what's important in life. You know what I mean? These streets are not everything. Toronto is not where it stops.
Facts. Like, your block is not where it stops.
Repeat that?
Yeah, Toronto is not where it stops.
Toronto's not where it stops.
You know, a lot of these guys haven't taken flights.
They haven't gone
like,
nowhere.
Half of these guys don't even actually have real beef. Like, they're just beefing with people because of the last person said, okay, you know what, we don't fuck with this person, so we're just all not gonna fuck with this person.
Like, that's not what life's about. And life's too damn short. Like, everybody's dying at what, like before 30 or anything. Like, what did you guys really experience in life? What, repping your hood, shooting videos, like talking about ops this, ops that every second. Like,
it's not cool. It's not okay. Like, a lot of people are like suffering mentally. Like, it's hard. Like, I lost my first nigga when I was in middle school. Like, it's not okay. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure. Like,
what do you think that we could do to bring down the gun violence in the city?
What we could do to bring down the gun violence. From outside looking in, again, man, I meditate on this, I watch. These kids, they need mentors, they need guidance. I don't know if it's parental guidance, but they need maybe OGs to pull them in and show them a better way, or show them another way. I wouldn't even say a better way, but show them another way, because I'm glad that you asked me that question, because this is something that I think about. A lot of these kids, in my opinion, they out here beefing and shooting and killing and shooting, but when you really look at it, what is it all for? It's really for what? Clout? Like my name, your brand, your hood. You know what I'm saying? It's not even for a bag. It's not even for $500,000, $250,000, or it's really, oh, fuck you, fuck that set. So what is it really all about? So, and I'm listening to all these guys. I could call so many names I'm not gonna call, because I watch and I study this shit. A lot of these kids, they're very talented.
Super talented.
Super, I'm glad that you just said that. Not me, just me alone. They're so talented, but they're just focused on the wrong things.
Energy's in the wrong place.
Focused on the wrong things. And if they only knew, but then again, we are exactly where we need to be. Maybe if they live 5 years from now, it will click. At one point in time, I was a knucklehead. I did that. If I tell people, because I'm not even that guy, I'm a nice dude, and my energy is just so much different. Like, I vibrate on a different level. But at one point in time, I need to say this. I used to listen to Mobb Deep back in the day. My first 22, 32, I used to play around with. I used to get guns from New York. Again, I'm going to say this because I'm not even that guy now. But I used to, I used to listen to hip hop, Mobb Deep, and I wanted to shoot somebody.
Remember where they took all the recreational, they took all that away, all the funding for that, the swimming classes, that the basketball, the
Citywide.
Yeah, I remember that. And I feel like again, I'm gonna say there's some things set in stone, but if the city were to come up with a little bit more programs, like for real, I don't know how to really explain it, but they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They know exactly what I'm talking about. So if they implement those things again, then it would. I'm not saying everything's gonna just die down. Yeah. It is what it is. It's not us that is bringing all the weapons and the drugs in the city. It's not us that's doing that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once they start to really help us, then we could see a change.
Job is who's dying right now? Rappers, right? That's the Toronto.
It's a big part
thing,
of
right?
Yes.
Rappers are dying. So okay, if I'm in charge, okay, rappers are dying. So maybe I need to start looking into what I can do. And what I can do is make everyone be busy. There's not enough things. Where could you go? Where could you go to just exercise your skill? Like, where could you go? These rappers gotta be out here hiding, ducking, like just to get to somewhere.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the streets. So, and Toronto's small. You see what I'm saying? So, how long do you think this artist can keep up what he's doing in the streets before getting smoked? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why we need to be a bit quicker on them. Don't just watch them. Don't just be like, okay, I'm gonna wait 100 years to see if he makes it 100 years. Like, and I know he's good.
Yeah, plug
I
some
see what he's doing.
Yeah, plug some opportunity.
You know what I mean? Okay, this guy's got. Oh, let me figure out a way where he can just focus on music. How about that? He can just focus. Like, all he has to do is just focus on music. And if that doesn't happen, he fucked up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is the problem.
World. But like to make it calmer.
I think everybody just needs to be in a better situation. Like, I guess that's money, but it's not just money. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit to do. Like right now it's a pandemic, so we're kind of fucked. But I mean, like, if everybody was touring or like, you know what I'm saying? Like putting on, like everybody was doing something that was provided for the cause, we wouldn't really be beefing with niggas. What?
Yeah.
Beefing with niggas. I'm on tour. I'm in New Zealand right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
time for that shit.
I'm beefing with niggas. Bro, that's crazy. I moved my mom way far away from there. When's the last time I've been over there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on that type of vibe. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, yo, them niggas still keeping up with that bullshit over there after I bought everybody this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that type of vibe. Like, everybody has to just need a better situation. Maybe not even for everybody, just for select individuals to make other people have a better situation. The right individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because like Game has like bought like his hood over and different things like that, but it's because he was able to become that rich.
It's like, bro, if I'm preaching a message and you're preaching a message, and my message is like positive, your message is negative, and you're more popular than me, what are people gonna listen to?
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
There's no
negative
that's what it's gonna
attention.
be.
Negative attention is
And then
flying
it's
way
shit's
further.
gonna grow because it's just, you know what I'm saying? But if I was in a good situation and you, it'll be split. Fuck it, I don't even know. Fuck it, this guy's because yeah, but this guy's a jet, but this guy's a fucking jet too. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? If everybody had a fucking jet, like it would have. Like, who do we believe? Who gets gassed up now? Who's gassed up? Like, who's gassed up enough to go and risk it all?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
as a veteran in the scene, what do you feel that we can do to bring it down, right? And this is a question that we ask all of our guests, right? So that, you know, maybe we could put montages later together of like the different answers that we get from people. But what are your opinions on what we can do to bring it down so that it's not so fucking crazy?
Man, boy, I'm sure like a lot of people have a whole bunch of different opinions on it. So I guess it's just one of many. I think, and it didn't just start here. And some of the problems and some of the issues are deeper than just music. Like, you know, like there's like, you're not, I don't know, some things are just too deep. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, some things. But what I believe that should happen more is there should be a coalition of musicians within the city, and I believe also within the nation, just because when people from around the world, they might say Toronto, but usually they're saying Canada. Maybe Toronto more so because of the Raptors and everything like that, and we call it out a lot more than we used to. But like but you know, like we're small compared to the States. Like, you know, like there's probably between California and New York, there's probably as many rappers as our population.
Yeah.
You know, like so I think that one thing that can really help is that the network. People just start networking, you know, like whoever, you know, like this rapper and that rapper, and start creating a strength inside Toronto. Like when you go to Atlanta, like you're gonna see Little John's not beefing with Lil Scrappy or with Ludacris or with Outkast or with whoever, you know, like they all know each other. They probably know each other's family. They probably know each other's kids. You know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe not as deep as one to the other, but you know, if there's a respect, there's a thing. If there's a problem, they can work it out, or there's someone that comes and works it out. And that's where it could be like, you know, the OGs come in and be like, look, we like your energy and your hype, but a lot of you got so much potential and you never get to see it.
There's always going to be some kind of conflict, but what can we do to bring it down?
Well, a lot of people just like, it's like, okay, so like a lot of people got egos and stuff, you know? So if niggas could bring down the egos, they'll bring down shit, you know? But I don't even know what to tell you, bro. I've never been in that city for a year and a half now. Like, there's nothing I could really do to stop the violence. You know, the only thing I could do is guide the kids that are younger than me. So when they grow up, they could like just be fucking, just be like, have their mind kind of set, you know? Like when they listen to me through interviews and stuff, they're going to understand where like, yeah, you could like, you don't have to go down that route. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the only route to go down. There's a bunch of different avenues you could go. You could start and make some money or just stay out of trouble or something, you know? But the kids, it's for I speak for like the younger kids that coming up, and they say like, yeah, you just gotta work hard, find something that keeps you busy, you know? That'll keep you out of trouble, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
but that right there is something.
Yeah. You know,
because talking to the youngins.
Like that right there, that statement is a big statement. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Niggas my age ain't you hearing me like that, you feel me? Like, or older than me, you feel me? It doesn't work that way. Niggas are their own mans. Niggas are grown ass niggas my age now. Like, I'm a grown ass man, you feel me? Niggas want to do grown man shit and they're gonna go live with it, you feel me?
Yeah.
Tell them to you gotta do. Just guide the kids that don't have to go through this shit, because they're just kids and they don't even know they're about to go through it. You feel me? They think it's just it's not like they could see the future. We could see the future more than them because they're newer. You feel me?
Yes.
But like we could sit here and say, yo, oh Lee, these little kids on the block. It's like an OG on the block. If a nigga sees a 12-year-old kid, you'd be like, oh yo, he look like he got potential. Yo, let me start giving him some drugs or some shit. Nah, but you could fucking say, yo, this kid has potential. Let me put him on some music, or let him make some merch, or let him sell some cars or something. You feel me?
No, for sure.
Like, this kid's smart. Like, yo, let him can be a photographer. You feel me? Or a video guy.
Yep.
Start selling. Start hiring. Making people hire you to do their videos and stuff. You know, you just gotta see potential in kids that are coming up and give them something that they'll like. You feel me?